Alright, so it's my first weekend off for quite some time, and somebody just knocked on the door with a computer for me to fix. They're friends of the family. I'm not officially doing that for business anymore, but this happens sometimes. So let's finish my cuppa and figure out what's wrong with it. Okay, we've got it on the desk, and this one's come from a teenage bloke's room, and I can tell because it stinks like brute. Anyway, little dusty inside. The description I've got with this is, I believe it's short-circuited or something. That's all I've got. So we'll see how we go. Possible power supply issue. I think this is an RTX 4090. I'll have a look underneath in a minute. But if it is, it could be this power connector that's some of the issue. Anyway, we'll give this a test and see what happens. Okay, we've got power attached, and don't mind the messy end of my desk. I had to make room for this. Alright, we'll turn the power supply on. We get lights on the front panel, which is a good sign that there's power available. And somewhere along here, one of these buttons is the power button. That's probably the RGB one. And there's a power button there. Alright, so she fires up at the moment. That's a good sign. So don't think it's power supply. I'll just force shut that down. Let's get it into a monitor and see what happens. Okay, so due to cable length issues, HDMI is a bit out of range, so we're going DisplayPort to VGA, up through the VGA ones, which I think will go to TV, and we'll go to a test monitor, and we'll go our test lead there, and that should go to the auxiliary VGA input on that. So we'll go over to this, turn you on, see if we get a picture on the test screen here. See if anything at all comes up. We do. We've got something coming up. I'd posit that probably something his head plugged in has caused problems with it. Probably got a potentially a USB short or something. Okay, well, they're not all this easy, but looks like we've got Windows 11 here. It's come up on the test screen. Everything seems to be working fine. It is a bit dusty in there. I might give it a little bit of a blowout. Looks like there's water cooling in here as well. I don't see any real issue with this. So I wish they were all this easy. On the plus side is this is a personal favor I'm doing, so I'm glad it doesn't require too much of my time. So I'll get the vacuum cleaner, give it a bit of a clean out, and yeah, the dust build up on the back of the video card here, on the back of that die, I can foresee causing some instability. Especially when the weather gets humid, dust will absorb moisture out of the atmosphere, and it can cause conductive issues, particularly around the capacitor banks that are there, because wet dust changes capacity of things. So anyway, let's clean this up, and we'll give it back to him. Alright, we've got a good clean up, got all the dust out of it, pulled all the filters off, given them a good clean. Final function test, things are working fine. We'll shut that down now. Okay. Good news, it didn't need fixing. See you on the next one, and I'll zoom out and get a thumbnail. Hope it was an interesting one. Maybe not. We'll do another video in a day or so.